A very happy belated Canada Day to my fellow Canadians out there and to our US neighbors down to the south. Happy belated 4th of July. I interrupt my regularly scheduled tech video this week to give you not one but two vlogs, since I just realized I haven't done a vlog since May, to almost a month and a half ago. So this first vlog is more of a techie vlog, kind of a hodgepodge of a various few things that are come to mind. And then the second vlog actually is very different from what I usually do, but it's very important and near and dear to my heart. So that second vlog will be coming up, if not later today, possibly by Sunday or Monday. So in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that other vlog. Meanwhile, let's get to the more techie style type vlog that's coming right up.
Low on vision, high on tech. CircleOfTheBlindMice.com.
Hey everybody, it's Tammy, your friendly neighborhood blind mouse that likes survival with technology. And of course, just as I decided to try my video, the neighbors decided to mow their lawn. So hopefully you can hear me, but I decided to do this outside for a change and test out my Sony mic to see how it does outside. Yeah, I figured I was well overdue for a vlog. So here I am with an update. So not a whole lot has been going on. I did finally get my eyes checked. I was supposed to go every 2 years, and it was coming about up to that point. And good news is I still have eyeballs in my head. Bad news is my prescription has gone up a little bit. It was plus 11.5, and now it's plus 11.75, and plus they've changed something or other with my bifocals, but it hasn't changed all that much, so it's not the end of the world. I did check in with my eye doctor just to see if there was anything more that could be done with all the advancements and everything, and I didn't think there was, just because of the way they used to do the surgery when I was a child. They don't do cataract surgery that way now. And yeah, she said pretty much it's too late for people like me, but for all the youngsters out there who've had surgery more recently, there's lots of stuff happening for them. She mentioned as far as artificial vision, for example, for my eye that I have no useful vision, no functional vision in. She said that is in such an early stage that it's too early to say whether or not that they'd be able to do something for my other eye on that regard. But I did learn something new in my bad eye. I always knew I had a smaller pupil, but I found out it was actually because of the way they did the surgery in the 70s. So yay, another thing that they kind of screwed up in the 70s. But that's why I have such a small pupil in my right eye, and that's partly why the vision is so bad. There's also a bunch of scar tissues I've mentioned before. Speaking of advancements though in visual technology, you may have heard that Google is working on something where they do this implant into your eyeball, and it's supposed to then make this artificial lens or of some kind. I'm like, yeah, hell will freeze over before I let them do that to me, but it's not for my kind of vision. And anyway, from my understanding, it's to help with either near or far-sighted, something like that. So probably not very useful for the visually impaired community at this point, but it's still interesting that they're looking at that, and I believe they have a patent for it. But yeah, I only got one useful eye, and that's with 6% vision, so I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'll just skip on that one. But in other technology news, you may have heard about the self-driving car. They've had the first fatality with it. Happened down in the States just this week, or last week, I guess, by the time you guys see this video. I feel very sad for his family, but that's exactly why I will never drive a self-driving car, because computers fail and humans screw up, and humans are the ones that make the computers, and you need to be able to take over the car if the computer fails. How are you going to do that if you're visually impaired? We just can't. So although when self-driving cars first came out, I thought they would be interesting and it would be cool to drive, and when I was still working, I thought, oh, that would be awesome. I could I could commute with the self-driving car. But I'm thinking, yeah, no, I don't think so now. And that this fatality has basically proved my my point on that. So getting back to my eye doctor for a moment, because of all the health issues I've had in the past year. For those of you who don't know, I am a sarcoma cancer survivor, and so I now have to go back to yearly visits to the doctor. So that kind of sucks, but better safe than sorry. She also suggests getting an MRI of my eye because she can't totally see inside my right eye because of all the scar tissue and the smaller pupil, and this eye just never wants to dilate properly. So that was kind of a downside, having to go every year, but you know what, like I said, better safe than sorry. But there is something actually I wanted to talk about, the Orcam. This is actually an advancement in technology that could be useful for someone like me where they can't really do much else surgically for my vision. It is this camera device that you attach to the arm of your glasses, and then you point at something, either text or a person, which I'm not sure how that's going to go with people, but the way that it works right now is you point at something and it will actually read to you what you're pointing at. So it can work for text, it can also work for facial recognition. So it's kind of a cool thing, although I'm not sure how I feel about having to go around pointing at everything. Like, you're walking around a city and you point at the sign and you're by yourself, people are going to think you're crazy. So I'm not sure how I think about that. But if any of you have the Orcam, I would love to know what your experience with it has been like. What do you think about it? It runs, there's two versions. There's the Orcam, and I forgot to write it down, but there's Orcam My Eye and the Orcam My something else. Darn it, I thought I was all prepared and I can't remember what the other one's called. But go to orcam.com, it's ORCAM.com. They've got both of them, but one of them, the My Eye, is the one that has facial recognition, and then the other one, Orcam My something else that I can't remember, that's the one that just has text recognition, and the one with the facial recognition has both text and facial recognition. So the one with just the text recognition is $1,500 Canadian or $1,500 US. Actually, pardon me. Oh, it's the prices now. Pardon me. The one with just the text recognition in Canada, that's $2,500. And then the one with the facial recognition and the text recognition, that one is $3,500, so not cheap. And I think the American one was about the same, but in US funds. It's also available in the UK. From what I'm converting in my head, sounds like it's a little more expensive in the UK. If memory serves right, it was about £1,600 for the basic one, or £2,200 for the more advanced one that has the facial recognition. So not cheap at all, probably something that you'd want to apply for one of those special programs where you get like a discount on your tech. But if it's something that you're interested in, might be kind of nicer than you having to use magnification all the time. I know, because I'm now having to replace these glasses, which are like 2 years old, because I have a scratch right here in the middle of my bifocal, and it's getting to the point where it's driving me crazy now. And so yeah, I'm definitely want to invest in some kind of technology so that I'm not having to put my magnifier to my glasses all the time, because I had these scratched within less than a year after buying them, after my last pair was scratched, and I try so hard not to scratch them, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, please excuse me interrupting myself, but just a couple of last-minute additions. So the name of the other Orcam device that I couldn't remember the name of is actually the Orcam My Reader. So that's the one that just has text recognition. And then the Orcam My Eye, which I already mentioned, that's the one that has both the text and the facial recognition. Also, Yeti Wolf on Twitter asked me about smartwatch accessibility. Now, I personally don't have a smartwatch at this time. I wasn't entirely sold on the technology because of the small screen, and of course I prefer big screens because of my visual impairment, so I'm not completely sold on the smartwatch yet. But I did a bit of Googling, and there is a really cool app, sounds really cool though, it's called ViaOpta Nav, and it's by a company called Novartis or Novartis. I'm not sure if they pronounce it the French way or if it's just Novartis, but however you pronounce it, they have an app available for both Apple Watch as well as Android smartwatches that is a low vision navigation system, and it's specifically designed for us in the low vision community. From what I can tell, it looks like the navigation and the controls are a lot simpler than, say, using Google Maps. You're not trying to read small text on a map. It's all auditory. So check that out if you have a smartwatch. If you have tried that app, I'd love to know what you think about it. Drop a comment below so your fellow blind mouse smartwatch users can get an idea as to whether or not it's something they'd like to try. And best of all, that app is actually free. So be sure to drop a comment below. And now I return you back to my original video. And I feel like I'm forgetting one other thing. Oh yes, so I don't know if I mentioned this at all, but sadly the job that I was hoping to get, sadly I didn't get that either, so I'm still a lady of leisure, but I think it's time to give a couple of local organizations a try that assist people with disabilities in finding employment. I was hoping to not have to go that route, but the economy really sucks, so I need all the help I can get. So we'll see how that works. There's a couple of places I can try. Might also try getting back into the industry that I was in before. I was hoping to maybe try something different, but I think I probably, having a disability, I think my chances probably are better going into the industry I was in before. So we'll see how that goes. So wish me luck. I am going to have another video, another vlog. I'm actually going to do 2 vlogs after, I think it's been like almost, like a month and a half or 2 months since I last did my vlog. I'm going to actually do 2 vlogs this week. The other one's going to be something a little bit different, but I thought I would separate them because one has to do with being visually impaired and tech and all that, and the other one is a little bit different. You'll know what it is when you watch it. So if you have an Orcam, what's your experience with it? Have you had a chance to try it out? Oh, I did forget to mention the Orcam is available in Canada, US, UK, and Israel. There's going to be they said something on the site about a test or a pre-release pre-order or something like that in Israel. So it sounds like it's about to launch in Israel. The US is the biggest place it seems like it's available. There's a whole bunch. Basically, if you live in a major city in the US, it's going to be available for you. San Francisco, LA, New York. I think I saw Miami in there. I'm sure I saw Houston. Like, there was basically major city, you're pretty much going to be able to get it. Canada, unfortunately, is only available in 3 provinces. Of course, not the province that I live in, but it is available in BC, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. Why is it available in Saskatchewan? There's hardly anybody in Saskatchewan. Oh, please don't hate me, Saskatchewan people, but yeah, no, Saskatchewan's cool. I'm just sad it's not available in my province, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you've had experience with Orcam, let me know. What are your thoughts on the self-driving car? Are you brave enough to try it, despite the fact that it could have a mechanical failure on you? Because that's what happened with this guy that died. The car couldn't tell a difference between the bright daytime sky and the side panel of a semi. And so he drove right into a semi. Of course, it didn't help that he was watching a Harry Potter movie, apparently. Why? Why would you do that? That's putting too much trust in the computer. But there's an emergency brake, but in our case, we might not be able to see what's going on to know to use emergency brake. So I'm still very hesitant. But what are your thoughts? What do you think about the self-driving cars? What do you think about the Orcam? Would you care about pointing at stuff randomly while you're out and about on your daily travels? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon in the next video. Here at Circle of the Blind Mice are bringing these videos because I believe technology enriches the lives of those of us with visual impairments. My mission is to help you learn tech, use tech, and embrace tech. Please share this video to help spread the word to your fellow blind mice, and if you're new here, please subscribe for new videos every Saturday. Thanks for watching.